Commentary magazine, many of Obama's fervent devotees are young enough not to have much memory of the political world before the arrival of the one. And coincidentally, Obama himself feels the same way. And the White House's official website reflects this. Listen to this. The Heritage Foundation's Rory Cooper tweeted that Obama had casually dropped his own name into Ronald Reagan's official biography on whitehouse.gov, claiming credit for taking up the mantle of Reagan's tax reform advocacy with his Buffett rule gimmick. My first thought was, writes Seth Mandel, he must be joking, but he wasn't. It turns out Obama has added bullet points bragging about his own accomplishments to the biographical sketches of every single United States president since Calvin Coolidge, except for some reason Gerald Ford. Yes, this is how imperialists work. We have a little biography of a past president. We have to be reminded of Obama. Obama. I mean, I feel like soon they're going to be having the billboards out there with Obama's picture, that special insignia he uses, with his new word, forward. Seriously. Soon we'll have the posters stapled to the telephone poles. Obama's everywhere. You can't get away. It's ubiquitous. Here's some examples. On February 22, this is on the White House official website, whitehouse.gov. On February 22, 1924, Calvin Coolidge became the first president to make a public radio address to the American people. Coolidge later helped create the Federal Radio Commission, which has now evolved to become the Federal Communications Commission. President Obama became the first president to hold virtual gatherings at town halls using Twitter, Facebook, Google, and so forth. Who asked him? Here's another one. In a 1946 letter to the National Urban League, President Truman wrote that the government has an obligation to see that civil rights of every citizen are fully and equally enforced. And he ended racial segregation in civil service and the armed forces in 1948. In other words, he reversed what Woodrow Wilson had done. Today, the Obama administration continues to strive toward upholding the civil rights of its citizens, repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell, allowing people of all sexual orientations to serve openly in our armed forces. Well, we don't want them serving openly like, hi, everybody, you know what kind of sex I like? No, and we don't care. But there it is. Obama dropped in again. You see, now he has his officials going through all official documents, whether they be digital or hard copy, to put his name in there. Very Castro of him. President Lyndon Johnson signed Medicare into law in 1965, providing millions of elderly health care stability. President Obama's historic health care reform law, the Affordable Care Act, strengthens Medicare, offers eligible seniors a range of preventive services with no cost sharing, and provides discounts on drugs when in a coverage gap known as the donut hole. They're editing all these presidential biographies. On August 14, 1935, President Roosevelt, that would be FDR, signed the Social Security Act. Today, the Obama administration continues to protect seniors and ensure Social Security will be there for future generations. No, it doesn't, and no, he doesn't. But that's beside the point. There's Obama again. In a June 28, 1985 speech, Ronald Reagan called for a fairer tax code, one where a multimillionaire did not have a lower tax rate than his secretary. Today, Obama is calling for the same with the Buffett rule. More lies, but there he is again. Dropped right in. Seth Mandel of Commentary says, I imagine Bill Clinton will be especially receptive to Obama's habit of shoehorning himself into the limelight, previously occupied by others. Seth, that's kind of a bad example. Bill Clinton was impeached, lost his law license, was held in contempt by a federal judge, and had sex with an intern. Barack Obama didn't do any of those things. I assume that's what they'll drop in there. There just better be more of us than there are these drones who are going to vote for this guy, because there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them who are going to vote for this guy. And if he's reelected, there will be very few obstacles. Of course, we'll have John Boehner there, and he's already demonstrated how effective he is at stopping Obama. Basically, Boehner's at war with Tea Party conservatives. Over in the Senate, even worse. Cutting deals left and right. And dagnabbit, Richard Lugar won't be there anymore, and everybody's very angry about that in the establishment, and that's just too damn bad.